Today we would like to talk about what we have learned in our Gender and Women's Studies class and apply it to real-life experiences. Real-life experiences that our peers have been through and ones that we may be able to relate to. Our main focus tonight is talking about gender equality. We will start by reading some of our own poetry, some essays, personal essays, and some poetry inspired by others. We will end by showing two videos, My Blood is Beautiful by Mercedes Holtry and That Girl, performed by Alyssa Harris.
Hi, my name is Shanae Alston, and I'm going to be reading a personal poem, and it goes like this. There was a day in my Gender Women Studies class to think about my gender inscriptions on my body. Did I like what I seen in the mirror, or what was it that I didn't like? For a second I thought, how was I going to answer this? But the truth is no, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I am not beautiful, well, not in the sense of society's point of view. They were brainwashing me with their ideal girl they believed it was supposed to be. Every time I would turn on the TV, I would see the middle-class, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman on the screen, and I wondered why that couldn't be me. Why couldn't I look like that? There was no one for me to look up to. If there was someone to look at, they were treated like slaves, or their roles were violent. You would think that elementary school was easy, but not for me. I was pushed and shoved to and fro. I was called ugly just because I didn't look like them. Social construct made me believe that I wasn't pretty enough. I grew up in a family that always called me beautiful, but yet I didn't believe them because I felt like they had to. As a teenager just hitting puberty, I turned to accept my body, but I always found something wrong, like my boobs are not full enough, my butt is not big enough, my hair is not straight enough, or long enough. So I wear weave to cover it up, but yet I still get laughed at. I had insecurities about my body. It was hard growing up being an African American woman, but yet being a young adult, I learned how to love myself. I learned how to look in the mirror and tell myself I am beautiful because I am beautiful. No matter what someone else thinks about me, I don't have to worry about what stereotype society throws at me. I am living in a world where I am not accepted. That doesn't matter anymore. I am a beautiful Black woman, and I am proud of it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to be presenting a poem called She Knows Best. This poem is about being told that a male in a relationship should pay for a female when they go out. I talk about how my mom, a member of society, believes this is true, and why historically it is a male's job to do so, possibly having this control over a female by paying and expecting something in return from her. Your guidance on how a relationship should be is learned from your past, which does not pertain to me. You tell me to depend on a man is no good, but what I don't get are the questions you rant about what he should do as a male in society and what I should too as a female. By contemporary gender roles that have rules that are untrue. Stop asking me who pays for dinner, stop telling me the man's the breadwinner. I wish you would just mind your own business and let me be in control of who I am with. You shun me for loving the person I miss, but when I'm with him, I cannot resist. It's love. But love to you is not a priority. Between two young people connected, in all seriousness, I should focus on doing well in school. Because school means a degree, which is something you need, and being successful, meaning money, is key. There's never been a time you haven't stressed this to me. What you don't understand is I am me. Money is not power. Power is the love we spread to individuals. The message I send is, let's stand against what society wants us to be. As our gender roles in our relationships set us apart, we focus on what the other is expected of and what we are not. So next time, don't believe the lies you were told, that men should pay for dinner without knowing if, in return, he may want your soul.
My name is Romana, and today I will be sharing a personal essay called Never Enough. Small eyes, short eyelashes, barely visible eyebrows, pimples, small lips, not enough body proportion, both top and bottom, not straightened teeth, stretch marks and weird scars all around. I think I can possibly name more things I detest about my body than things that I actually like. And it all has to do with things about how I view myself in this idealistic world we live in. Every day, it is the same cyclic routine. I attempt to put on makeup every morning to hide my flaws from others, yet they are still seen. I attempt to do my hair, but it never comes out the way I hope it to be. So there's no point in trying anymore, as I can see. It is never enough. No matter what I try to fix about myself, it is never enough. No matter what I try to change about myself, it is never enough. It is just never enough. The more I look in the mirror, the more dissatisfaction I feel. No matter how many times I think I feel satisfied with my appearance, that confidence dissolves the next second, and it makes me cringe with an even more horrible feel. These fears, anxieties, trepidation, tears, sadness, these feelings that I should not be feeling, these feelings that make me put myself down, all because of how society portrays of how the beauty ideal should look like. Sometimes others would praise me for my body. You're so thin, so skinny, I wish I had your body. But due to double standards, it has made me come to believe that what others tell me are lies. You're so skinny, you need to eat more. Do you even eat? You're like a twig, just one touch and you can break. It is just never enough. What more could I possibly do? Dominant culture perpetuates ideal male and female beauty. Typically, a female is supposed to look thin and beautiful and a male big and muscular. Media effect and false advertisements brainwash men and women thinking that they have to look a certain way in order to succeed, in order to find love, in order to find a place in society, in order to please others. But pertaining to these standards and ideals can lead to body issues such as muscle dysmorphia, anorexia athletica, anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, compulsive eating, which are all harmful to the body. One should not have to feel like they need to change or enhance their physical attributes to please others, to please society. Wear what you want to wear, do what you want to do, don't feed into others' words. Walk out of the house with no makeup, walk out with sweats and a hoodie, walk out with a bun or ponytail in your hair. Love yourself and your flaws. I tell this to myself every day, and I have yet to accept these flaws. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Brianna Glover, and I will be presenting my personal essay. Here goes. At birth, like everyone else, I was assigned a sex. With this sex assignment comes a strict set of rules and assumptions that govern what we do with ourselves in the future. For so long, society has filled the heads of people, telling them that they must abide by the rules assigned with their sex to be considered normal. As a female in the year 2016, I am constantly reminded that I must conform my body to what this society deems as beautiful. This beauty image consists of an hourglass body shape, but it doesn't end there. You have to have big boobs that are curvy, a big butt, small waist, flat stomach, long straight hair, but only on your head, nowhere else. And lastly, a beautiful face, with or without makeup. Sadly, if you cannot check off all of these aspects about yourself, then you are unattractive. To top everything off, you are also supposed to act a certain way. For example, as a young woman in a Latina household, I was basically forced to learn how to cook, clean, and take care of others at the age of 9. I was always told to act ladylike and not play with the boys, not to wear tight clothes, etc. Today, all of these still apply to me, except I learned that all of this was to be done in hopes of that one day I would find a good man. I would be that man's respectable housewife, while still managing to be an undercover freak. All of this for him. This has left me asking myself, well, what do I want? How do I want it? I know that I am not the only woman asking these questions. This notion of what a female is to be has poised so many brains that even girls that haven't even hit puberty are already worried. My little sister is 14. She wakes up in the morning and throws on a crop top and leggings that you can clearly see through. Then she proceeds to take my mother's makeup and redecorate her face. When asked, "Why do you do that to yourself?" her response is always, "Because I want to look good." Then there's me. I'm considered a big girl. In other words, fat. Due to the fact that I have not fully been able to achieve society's standards, I'm seen like this. Personally knowing, especially as a kid, I've grown to have some social anxiety. I refuse to wear tight clothing. I don't like showing too much skin. I didn't like eating in front of people that were not my family. I refused to go into stores that I know did not have my size. It saddens me to know that I fell under society's spell. Now I know that a majority of what I have been taught since I was a little girl has been somewhat of a lie. I will look and eat what I want. I will do whatever my heart desires or whatever makes me happy. I will not confide to the fake notion that has been presented to me.
Hi, my name is Leona Ramos, and I'm going to be talking about gender description on my body. My gender has been culturally inscribed on my body through my family, media, and peers. In my culture, if you're a girl, you're expected to have an hourglass-shaped body, dress up with certain clothes, and are expected to take care of a family, as a what housewife and reproduce. Because my whole life this was what I heard, and accustomed to following these guidelines. If I started gaining weight, I had to make sure to exercise or stop eating, just so that my family and friends wouldn't call me fat. Now I somehow feel satisfied in my body. I like how I can wear anything without anyone pointing out my flaws, except that I don't have big boobs or a perfect shape. But that I don't really care because God made me like that and I am proud of it. I eat healthy and exercise, but not to fit into what my family or society wants, but to what makes me comfortable and happy in my own body. When I was younger and did follow the ideal beauty image, because I thought I was too fat, I became a little anorexic nervosa. I would skip meals a week, and would only drink water with fruits. I was scared when I noticed how weak and painful my body was, so I stopped. With the help of my family, I started eating my regular meals, and I feel happy with how I look. I think society does not view my body as an ideal image because I am not skinny enough or have blonde hair. The American culture is used to showing the ideal female body as thin, skinny, tall, and blonde, when real beauty comes in all sizes, shape, and color. As for the male, American culture perpetuates them as muscular, tall, light-skinned, and the machismo image and strong. Yes, some men have these characteristics, but they are also emotional, skinny, and not all of them portray the machismo image. I hate how media and society show young kids at a very early age what to wear and how to act or present their bodies because of their gender, when they really refer to sex. Just because the assigned gender is male doesn't mean you identify as a male. You can be transgender, a bisexual, gay, or consider yourself a woman. Everyone should be able to express their identity how they want without being judged or criticized.
Hi, my next poem is about trust, and it goes like this. Friends, someone that you can trust, but sometimes they break that communication. Sometimes they break that communication where you can no longer trust anymore, feeling as though you're standing in this situation by yourself. Your heart starts to grow bitter since there is no trust. It seems like when you communicate, there's something blocking you from giving that person your trust. Looking around and suddenly everyone has turned their back on you. Even your loved ones giving up on you, feeling like you're dying slowly from all the stress, seeing what you put yourself through. Trust is something to earn, not to be given. Thank you.
Okay, so this one is really short. You can't define who I am or who I'll become. You can try to define me, but
You can't because I define myself. By my actions, the words I choose, and how I use them. I am being who I am. A girl with dreams, hopes, wishes, and a future. I am me. You can't define who I am. Thank you.
Maya Angelou. She was born in 1927 and passed in 2014. She was born in St. Louis, Missouri. Extremely talented, she had careers in singing, dancing, acting, directing, and composing. She was most famous for being a writer, editor, essayist, playwright, and poet. This next piece comes from her book of poems called Phenomenal Woman, Four Poems Celebrating Women, that was originally published in 1995. The purpose of this poem is to show that a phenomenal woman can be any shape or size, creed, religion, age, sexual orientation, the family she was born into, or the color of her skin does not matter. She is strong, yet weak. She struggles with her own identity from time to time, but she understands that it is all part of the game. As I read, please try to think about what it means to be a phenomenal woman or man. Phenomenal woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal, phenomenal woman. That is me. I walk into a room, just as cool as you please, into a man, the fellow, stands or fall down to their knees. They swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal, phenomenal woman. That is me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. Women try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal, phenomenal woman. That is me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump around or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to be proud. I said, in the click of my heels, in the bend of my hair, in the palm of my hand, the need for my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenal, phenomenal woman. That is me.
And the next piece I'm going to read it's a poem from Nikita Gill. For girls filled with fire. Girl, you were born with a fire inside you, and this world is determined to stamp it out. You will see it when you stand up for yourself and you're told it isn't ladylike to raise your voice. You will hear it when you wear something that hugs your body. You feel the uncomfortable sensation of being stripped naked, or the eyes of men who call you names you are still too young to understand. You will know it when a man tries to use his strength, to have his way with you the first time. And you need to use your fists, teeth, legs to get him off. You will understand it when you see your mother's eyes full of terror because you're an hour later than you said you would come. But you must never ever let them take those flames from you within your soul. Instead, you must burn brighter than ever because you're a daughter of the sun, and you belong only to yourself, not to this world.
My next poem and my last poem will be about love. Love, love is a strong word. Love is also something that can be broken. Love is something that I want and something that I need. If you give me your love, I would never let it go. The love that you give, I would give it back. I would tell you how I feel so you won't feel alone when you're down. I'll show you that I care. If you gave me your number, I would call only if you wanted me to. Hoping when we are chilling, I would make you laugh, wishing that the love that we have
for each other, we should last forever. Thank you.
The old man from the coffee shop asks for my name. I write Mercedes Holtree on a piece of paper. He stares at it. Holtree, huh? If you're Chicana, how did you end up with a German last name? Oh, you must be a coyote, a child of mixed blood. What he means to assume is you must be a bastard, a mutt, mongrel, vagabond, impure, messy, complicated, messed up, a monstrosity. You're one of those people, huh? Your parents are two opposite flavors and swirly fucked you into existence. You're all Spanish accent and light skin, all long dark hair and freckles, too ghetto for AP placement, not brown enough to be called Mexican. You were that kid, I bet. Always having to prove your split tongue, always having to hear whispers about the skin you're in, the assumptions about where your blood comes from. Pinche sangrona, the brown girls would say. She thinks she's all that because she's half white, talking smack in Spanish if my grandmother never taught me how to cuss in our native tongue, answering questions like, you know Spanish? Are you Spanish? What about Hispanic? You kind of look Latina. There's no way you're Mexican. You look white to me. If you're white, why do you pretend to be brown? You know Mexican's not a race, right? Hey, what's your dad? Your mom's from Mexico, eventually. The questions and assumptions write themselves into a history lesson. My blood is the story of 9 million Americans who, like me, check the other box on the census. I'm the walking definition of rape, kill, and conquer. I am birthed from oppress and oppressor. I am Aztec, indigenous woman, and Spanish conquistador. My ancestors were the ones mistaken for white gods and also the ones enslaved into patriarchy. I am part recognize your privilege and never forget your struggle part. Mexican mother and American father part. Chihuahua, Mexico, and part grandfather's orphanage part. Traceable to the root and part accepting the unknown. In the 17th century, the system of castas was based on the accepted knowledge that the character and quality of people varied according to their birth, race, color, and origin of ethnic types. And soon, every name they call you only places you back on the list of social stratification. Mestizo, castizo, Spaniard, mulatto, morisco, albino, torne atrás, lobo, campucho, albarazado, parcino, coyote, chamizo, coyote, mestizo, ahí te estás. They all translate to mix. Blood that is not pure. You are not pure, the old man tells me with his face. America loves pure, and you are messy, different, disordered, brewed, kneaded, and fused together. I nod my head proudly as if to say, yeah, I'm a walking history lesson, proof that we all come from the same tree, but eventually outgrow our roots. So yes, I am a mix of things, but what I am not is a fucking identity crisis, some kind of chemistry experiment. America's ignorant assumptions about who I am, what I feel, how I act. My character belongs to me. My identity belongs to me. My blood belongs to me. And I'll be damned if anyone calls my blood anything but beautiful.
We got that waiting in the clinic silence. That shh, don't tell nobody what we did silence. And I'm so tired of being your hamper that I'm about to dump out those week-old ketchup-stained secrets and do laundry in that silence. You like keeping it quiet. But my vagina is not your walk-in closet. You want to stuff your unmentionables through me, want a place to hang up your insecurities, want me to keep track of your hand-me-downs and Prada, women for every occasion to put me back behind closed doors in the darkness. Nobody knows you hold my hand. Nobody knows I call you baby, and nobody knows you write anonymous poems about me, the type you can't post on Facebook, because regardless of what you may think I'm worth or what you may think I deserve, I will never be that girl. The girl who's only allowed to make you smile when she's making you orgasm. That girl whose day job is daydreaming and waiting for her night job. That girl who's so in love she will turn her body over for your superficial touch. You hide me behind locked doors and bed sheets. Because if you dare reach out, then everybody would know that it was still about me. Know that in your heart and in your mind, you're still wrapped up in me. My teardrops, you own them. My heartstrings, you got them tied around your pencils and fingers. Yeah, you may say it's over, and you may never admit that you love me, but you don't have to, because the silence speaks volumes. You want to hold me in your arms, rock me to sleep, then act like you don't know me. As if the moments we spend together are some kind of down payment, as if my bedroom were layaway. And that's all you ever do is lay away. Curl up beside me, but in the morning, pull up the hoodie and run the other way. I'm like that bastard child, the reason why daddy never stuck around in the first place. But for me, rejection doesn't come every other weekend. It comes when you lower your head and pass by without speaking. And I remember there was a time when you could barely take your eyes off me. I just don't understand why it's not okay for you to love me. I guess you just want me to be that girl. The girl who everyone wants to sleep with, but no one wants to be with. That girl, only good enough for finding a suitable replacement. And now trying to make up for the mistakes, but you convince yourself that she means everything and you want nothing to do with me. But come on, baby, she looks just like me. Read the signs, or at least, if not the facial features, because I was your first, your only, the prototype, and she's just a duplicate. And you can never make copies without first consulting the blueprint. You know what they say. You know what they say. The sequel's never better than the original. And she tries to write you stories, but you know they're only half as good. So half squinting, you only hold her half as tight as you should, because the other half is tangled within my bed sheets, and your other half is complete within my mind, soul, and body, and your other half is French tonguing me Monday through Friday. I'm not fighting for joint custody. I'm fighting for respect. Because I'll never be content with being your backdoor hoe, your something on the side, your something to do during those lonely nights, your